Hello, good day, folks. Welcome to Monday. I know it sucks. We're back in the grind for another week. Hopefully you had an awesome weekend, got out and did some fun and exciting things, spent some time with people important to you, and maybe learned something new. For today, we're going to jump on two tags. Before we get into that, we'll do a little quick pocket dump because people seem to like seeing that. In my back pocket, I've got my handkerchief. Always carry a handkerchief. They have a million and one uses. From drying somebody's tears, bandaging up an injury, filtering water. You can do tons with it. Got my handy dandy leather change purse, pouch, whatever you want to call it. I've got over here handy dandy Zippo. Don't have to be a smoker to carry fire. I just used it to light up a Tim Hortons tray to try and chase away some of these dang mosquitoes. Over in this pocket here, in my slip from Andrew Baxter at Baxter's Blades, I've got my one and only Rosecraft. Awesome, awesome knife. Unfortunately, not very good at fighting mosquitoes, which is what I could use right now. And then over here, and this is just my farting around the yard carry, so I don't have a whole extensive amount of stuff. I've got that cool, old, crafty Sears Craftsman little Stockman that J.C. Mountain sent to me all the way from New Mexico. Great little knife. And then lastly, the knife we're going to look at today for our first tag. And that's going to be Monday Modern Madness from Aaron over 865 Knives. And that's this interesting little modern flipper that I know absolutely nothing about because there's not much on it. And I picked it up at a yard sale for about $5. It's a great little around the yard beater carry. So we'll have a look at that. And then afterwards, we're going to jump on a tag by ADS Wood Turning and Designs, which is, let's go, I think it's Modified Monday, I believe it is. I'll get it right in the description. But we're going to look at a little Altoids tin modification. So hopefully I can get through this pretty quick. I've already probably wasted enough of your time just chatting about it, so let's get into it. Okay. I don't know how long I'm going to last at this because the mosquitoes are insanely persistent right now. But here's the knife. And like I said, I picked this up at a yard sale. It has only one marking on it. And if you look at it, it's got kind of a rubberized plastic handles. Good bit of texture to them. You've got what I'm guessing is steel pocket clip, which is kind of different. It's on posts, which is kind of a good idea because it gives you good clearance through here, but there's more parts to it, and the more parts, the more there's to go wrong. And you can see there's already a screw missing from here. You've got what looks to be T6 screws for the body and also looks to be a T6 for the pivot, which isn't always the best thing. Maybe a T8 though, let me see. Yeah, I think I actually use a T8, so that's better. You've got no back spacer in it, just the two posts for your screws. You got, looks to be a steel inset, just I'm assuming for decoration. No flipper tab, no thumb studs, just the hole here, which allows for pretty good thumb flick. And then the reverse flick is a little trickier because it's angled back in towards the knife. So it's not like not natural for your finger to go back that way, but once you get the swing of it, it works pretty good. It has what looks to be a flat grind and sort of a harpoon type blade, I guess. Big opening here. You've got a hollowed out section here, or I guess thumb purchase or finger purchase. Wee bit of jimping back here, which really isn't in a great spot, unless you want to go right in here. But overall, I mean, it's a good, feels good in the hand. I don't feel that clip. It's got good texturing, so there's good grip. Nice choil here, and it is a liner lock with really good coverage on that. And easy access for closing. Fairly decent acoustics, I think. But the one thing that struck me most about this knife, you see here, that's the only marking on it, is a set of antlers. There's no indication of what the steel is. There's no indication what the maker is, anything about it, just a set of antlers. And I've searched that on the internet, I haven't found it, so really don't know who made it. But like I say, it's just a beater knife for me. But one thing about the knife, we'll get into in a second, do a quick measurement before I forget. So your overall length is 8.5 inches. Your blade length is pretty handy 4 inches. Your cutting surface, 3 7/8. It's interesting, the blade starts off fairly stout, tapers in, and then gets stout again right here towards the tip, and then tapers in again. Your close length is, oh, I'd say just shy of 5 inches. But one thing that struck me about this knife is, and I forget my paper again. I literally put paper in my pockets to do this test. Hang on a sec. Okay, I'm back. How I literally could put paper, post-it notes in my pocket, and they disappear, I don't know. Don't get old. Anyhow, as I was saying, the thing that really struck me about this knife is that thing is scary sharp. I mean, that's just, and the tip, extremely pokey. So I thought that quite impressive for what appears to be a nameless, extremely budget knife. But mosquitoes, if anything in the world doesn't deserve to live, mosquitoes. So it's a pretty cool looking knife. It's got a very interesting blade design. Very, very, very narrow at the edge, which I'm sure contributes greatly to its cutting. Try it real quick on a piece of wood here, see how it does on that. Yeah. Just very, very slicey knife. Now, how long it will hold up with that edge, I don't know. How strong that edge is, I don't know, because I don't know what kind of steel it is. Just for curiosity's sake, I did take a little drop of vinegar, set it on the blade for about 10 minutes just to see if it changed color, see if there's any carbon in it. But just a very slick little slicer. Could be that if it had any heavy use, the edge would fold. It may dull really quickly. I haven't experienced that yet, but pretty good knife for $5, I would say. Anyhow, that being done, we will move on to the next portion of our video here and jump on that tag for Monday, modified Monday. God, too many M tags. I get all the M's confused. So hang on tight and I'll get set up and we'll do that. Alrighty, folks. Well, I still got some blood left in me Second gadget we're going to look at here is a modification to an Altoids tin. Now this is something I saw a long time ago. There was a website I used to go on, and life of me, I can't remember the name. If it comes to me, I'll put it in the comments or drop it here on the video. But it was a site where people would go and post their creative little hacks and ideas and modifications to things, and kind of place you could go and find 1,000 different things you could do with an Altoids tin. And this one was a modification to make an Altoids tin into a small portable stove. You're probably thinking, well, it's pretty small for a stove, but with some persistence, and desire, you can make anything work. So if we open this up, the first thing you'll notice, we've got some vent holes drilled around the sides to allow for airflow. You open it up, and here we have a little screen. And that's just made from some chicken wire or something like that. And then these 4 posts. Now these are a type of bolt or something that I can't remember the name of it. If I think of it, I'll put that in the comments too. But one end goes through the 4 corners in the bottom of the Altoid tin. And then you drop a nut on each one of those to secure them. And then these posts screw in here. So you put your screen back in, and then you screw on your 4 posts. And the purpose of the 4 posts I didn't put my screen back in very good there. I'll fix that. But the purpose of the 4 posts is to rest your pot or whatever on. Like so. Now you could use with this, you could use fuel tabs. Those would probably be one of the best things, but in a pinch, you can use just natural fire. You could also take cotton or something like that soaked in gasoline. You could even lay the inside of it with some pink insulation and then pour, I say gasoline, I mean alcohol, and pour some alcohol in there and use that as your fuel source. What we're going to try today is using just some natural fuel sources. So I've got here some birch bark, probably one of the best things you could ever hope to use to start a fire out in the woods. We'll see if we can make this work. I haven't used this thing in ages. As Terry at Terry's Knives and Man says, always carry fire. Man needs fire. Birch bark smells really good when it burns. And you could just keep feeding this. And the nice thing is, once you put your pot on there, you can just keep feeding it from the sides. So, and eventually that will burn down and start to create some coals, which will just You can just keep laying wood on top of the coals. Keep your fire going that way. That's a pretty neat little gadget, I think. Hey, the smoke's keeping some of the mosquitoes away, so you gotta like that. You gonna cook a meal on it? No. But you can boil some water for a coffee, maybe sterilize some water that's questionable. If you had a lid for your cup, it would certainly boil that much faster. I'm not going to leave this run to a boil because I'm sure you all don't want to stick around for that. But this is just about getting the idea for how it works, and maybe you'd like to try making something like that yourself. I'm sure many of you are handy enough to figure it out and maybe do something even a little better. So that is my contribution to Modified Monday for RS Wood Turning and Designs. Or RDS Wood Turning and Designs, sorry. And I hope folks won't get offended when I forget names of channels and stuff. I don't remember most things these days. But anyhow, folks, I just thought that was a little neat thing to show you. And that's going to be it for today. I hope your Monday cruises through pain-free and quickly. And then we'll all be one day closer to next Friday. Y'all have a good and wonderful day. Take care.